Hello students, I am Dr. Tanmoy Biswas. I welcome you all in my channel TanmoyChem. Today's topic of discussion is a very small as well as interesting MCQ. Question is in front of you. What is the product X and product Y in the following reaction? So actually I have represented 4 pairs in front of you. Pair A, B, C, D. Actually they are the option. So I request please pause the video, try by yourself, and whatever answer you get please write in the comment box along with few words as explanation. I believe you have tried, so let's start. Now, what is the product X and Y in the following reaction? But let's look at the reactant first. In this reactant, one information is missing, means there is a lone pair. Why I am saying this? If you look at sulfur, it's a group 16 element, so it has 6 electrons in its outermost shell. Among the 6 electrons, 4 electrons are participated in bond formation. So if you look at little closely, so 1 electron of sulfur here, formation for one single bond with oxygen, one here 2 electron, and for this double bond 2 electrons are used. Consequently 2 more electrons are remaining, and they are remaining as a lone pair. So this is the overall structure, and based on this we will start the discussion of this question. Now, two things given, one case was H plus, another case methyl iodide. Now if I say H plus, since H plus is actually acid, we need a base to react with this. Who is acting as a base? Now here there are two options. So you can say, sir, oxygen also has lone pair, but you haven't mentioned. Yes, I agree, this oxygen also has lone pair. So there are two kinds of chances. One, either this sulfur lone pair could be protonated by this H plus, or this oxygen negative charge. Now here you can see the oxygen negative charge is protonated. Question why? First of all, if you look at this is a negative charge, and you can obviously draw another canonical form, means okay, you can push, it can open. So in this way this double bonded oxygen can have negative charge. By the way, this is actually a delocalized system. Similar canonical form you can draw for these oxygen negative charge also. So it doesn't matter. What do I mean? These oxygen also have negative charge density. Now question, why the protonation takes place on oxygen? Because of one point that is called charge density. What is mean by charge density? Charge density means actually amount of charge divided by size, or you can say radius. Now if you look at both oxygen and sulfur belongs to group 16, but oxygen is above, sulfur is below, so consequently you can say sulfur is bigger, so the charge density for sulfur is less. So oxygen CD charge density value is higher compared to sulfur's here. So since the electron density more on oxygen, and second thing, the nature of oxygen also another factor, so based on this charge density and the nature of oxygen, it prefers to get protonated, means react with acid. So these oxygen act as the basic center. So we got this product. By the way, since one equivalent of proton showed, so only one equivalent of protonation took place. By the way, if you look at what is this molecule, it is actually bisulfite HSO3. And if you think any counter cation, yes, there. So if you think okay, it's actually a 2 minus, so whatever counter cation there, so one equivalent will remain. So it is a bisulfite where sulfur oxidation state +4. By the way, do not get confused with the bisulfate anion where sulfur's oxidation state is +6. So there is a difference, bisulfite. Now this we understand that okay, oxygen negative charge will be protonated and produce this OH. Protonation preferentially take place on oxygen because of its harder nature. Next, methyl iodide. So where the reaction will take place. Now for that purpose you need to look at this reagent. Here if you look at the nature of carbon and iodine based on the electronegativity difference, although difference is very less, this carbon is delta positive, iodine is delta negative. Why? Because this between this carbon iodine covalent bond, because of electronegativity difference, iodine pulls some amount of more electron density, that's why it is delta negative, and carbon have little deficiency which is designated by delta positive. Now this deficiency of electron motivates this carbon to have some electron density, means it loves electron density, means it is an electrophile. Okay, now you can say, sir, can't this iodide behave as nucleophile? No. Why? Because by nature it's an electronegative atom. It got slight excess. So it is stable with that. It will not be interested to give its electron density to someone else unless very special conditions are present. So it is acting as the electrophile. Now question is, in this molecule who will act as the nucleophile? Here the sulfur lone pair will act as the nucleophile. So it will attack, it will leave. Now, so it will produce this. Now you may ask one question, sir, why? Same logic, charge density. Actually, charge density is less, so that's why sulfur. Remember, lesser charge density makes better nucleophile. And another point also, remember, nucleophiles, they are generally softer in nature. Okay, softer in nature. But if you look at bases, bases are harder in nature. So this is actually a very important rule. Okay, so here's nucleophile, sulfur center is softer in nature, that's why it will attack and this iodine will leave. Now you may think, sir, the negative charge on oxygen, isn't it good nucleophile? No. So that is the reason. By the way, there is another rule when you are comparing same nucleophilic center, I mean HO minus versus water, that time you can say O minus is more nucleophilic. Why? Because the comparison is in between two same nucleophilic center. In this case, OH minus have more charge density. That is the reason it is attacking. But in this case, the attacking center is different. So reaction will result different product. Means what I am talking here, nature of nucleophile. By the way, I have already made a dedicated lecture. You may visit for further learning. So what is the answer here? That O minus will be protonated in case of protonation, means where it's acting as base. Okay, fine. In which case it is given? Option A and B. Fine. Now based on this understanding, you can eliminate this. This is called the process of elimination. You don't need to think them because these options are wrong. Sulfur center is softer in nature, so protonation will not take place preferentially. Here it will take place on oxygen. Now next point, as I told, this sulfur lone pair will act as nucleophile. So here it is not. So okay, option B is the right answer. Now if you do not know this, less than 30 seconds, how can you solve this question? But see, it is not that you should not know anything, you should know at least something. Based on that, as I told, that you need to remember this hearts of concept, means nucleophiles are softer in nature and bases are harder in nature. So nucleophile softer, sulfur center is softer, so methyl will be attached to sulfur here. And if you say harder in nature, oxygen, this H plus, okay, then only oxygen, one oxygen, anyone. By the way, I have solved this question starting from this H plus, but if you think you don't know these options, you are confused, but you know these options, how can you approach? Yes, you can. First look at, okay, sulfur center CH3. So alkylation will take place on sulfur. Which option says this? Option B and D. So from that context also you can eliminate option A and option C. Now next you need to go to the another option. Now look at sulfur center will be protonated. Is it really logical when oxygen minus is there, harder, as well as even if you look at in nature, H2O water is a very stable molecule. From that also you can have an idea that how much strong these OH bonds are. So I know it's not a very strong logic, but it can give you little idea. So from that context also you can come up, okay sir, this is not possible, maybe this is. But by the way, student, never go for such kind of tricks blindly. First learn, later on use concept to solve question. You will get more confidence as well as more accuracy. So this is the overall discussion. Thanks for watching, and if you have any doubt regarding the logo of my channel, please read this part. Your doubt will be cleared. See you in my next video. Bye bye.